Morning, dear students. How are you today? Today we are going to take the question tag as a grammar lesson, so please, I need you to focus with me. What's the question tag? The question tag is a structure we use to promote a comment from the listener. They are essentially not a question, it's just I'm getting a feedback from the things I just said. So please, let's check the presentation and start the lesson together. The first of all, English grammar question tag. Let's check the presentation. The usage. What's the usage of the question tag? First of all, we use question tags when we want to get approval or agreement on what we say. We were not sure about something and you want to confirm it from the other one. As an example, if you check the picture, he's a doctor, isn't he? So here I just want you to confirm to me, is my idea is correct or not? In number two, we use question tag when we are sure about something, we want the other person to agree. They look happy, aren't they? So in the second one, that it means I'm sure, but I want you to agree with me. So now I have two usage of the question tag. The next slide, I want you to remember this, as it's shown in front of you before in the examples. If the first statement is in a positive form, so the question tag in the negative form. But if the first statement in the negative form, the question tag is in the positive form, they are vice versa each other. So as in the example, it is a beautiful painting, isn't it? Or it isn't a good painting, is it? So please focus in this part. Next slide, the form. The question tag should be preceded by a comma. For example, they are playing, comma, aren't they? And I end with a question mark. I don't put a full stop because I didn't finish my sentence yet. Number two, question tag are formed with an auxiliary. Verb to be, verb to have, do or does, or the modal verbs like can, must, should, would. Okay, or the proper noun, I, he, she, it, in the same person as the subject, not a noun. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. If the helping verb or the verb I'm going to use in the first statement, the same verb I'm going to use in the question tag. So if the verb, for example, is, so the question tag will be isn't. Aren't, the question tag will be are. If I use can, I put can. If I use must, I put must. You must put the same verb in the first statement in the question tag. Next, for example, if I give you an example as Lily is a pretty girl. So I will say in the question tag, isn't she? I'm not going to say is Lily, isn't Lily. No, I don't write the names. I give the pronoun of the name. So Lily is a pretty girl, isn't she? So let's check again the example. They should study hard, shouldn't they? I use the same auxiliary. Adam had studied French, hadn't he? I didn't say Adam. I just give the personal pronoun that suits him. Then she will sing in her birthday party. Won't she or will not she? Both are correct. The next slide. If the sentence doesn't contain an auxiliary or a modal verb, we use do or does. If it's in the present simple, or did if it's in the past simple. Let's check. In the present simple, Karen plays the piano. Okay, where is your helping verb? You don't have here, you don't have not a modal verb or an auxiliary, so we will use doesn't she. In the past simple, John played the guitar. So played, it's a verb in the past simple, so I will use didn't he. That's for the usage of the present simple and the past simple. Let's check here. I only have one exception, one only rule exception in this part. If I say, for example, I'm using I am a pretty girl. I cannot say aren't I. No, I will say aren't I. So in the positive statement of I am, I will use aren't I in the question tag. But if in the first statement I have it in the negative form, for example, I'm not a clever girl, am I? You get it? So if am comes with the positive statement, so I will put in the question tag aren't I. But if am comes in the negative statement, I will put in the question tag am I. The only different case that am in an affirmative sentence will be aren't in the question tag. As the example shown in front of you, I'm clever student, aren't I? Don't forget it, it's the only exception in the question tag. Please skip to the next slide. First of all, choose the correct answer. He is at home. Doesn't he? Isn't he? Is her? Is he? So the first statement is positive, so isn't he the correct one? We will go swimming. Won't we? Will we? We will. Did we? So the correct one will be won't we, because the first statement is positive, so the question tag, yes, correct, will be in the negative form. Number 3, I'm not talking to you. I am not talking to you. Am I? Aren't I? I am not. Are you? So the correct one will be, yes, correct, am I. But if I say, I am talking to you, yes, it will be aren't I. Correct one. Next slide. Ali cannot answer the exam. Can he? Could he? Can't he? Can she? So Ali can't, it will be can he. Super. So the same auxiliary I use in the first statement, the same one I use it in the question tag. Number 5, you weren't sleeping. Isn't he? Were you? Didn't he? Wasn't she? So it will be were you. Correct. Whales are enormous. Isn't he? Aren't they? Didn't they? Weren't they? So the correct one will be yes, aren't they. For the next slide, complete the following sentence with suitable question tag. These are dogs. So it will be aren't these? We watched TV yesterday. It's in the past simple. So it will be didn't we? I am clever. Aren't I? Number 4. She didn't tell me her secret. Correct. Did she? Number 5, mother wasn't cooking, was she? So I hope you understand the lesson well, and it will be easy for you if you study it hard. See you in next lesson.